Good morning, Earthlings. Good morning, everyone. Aaron here, aka AJ, aka Papa. It is March 4th, 2020, and I am back with another vlog to feast your eyes and ears indubitably upon my sweet little morsels of good intention, delight, and love. There's a truck outside my front door making noise. How are things going for you all today? Things are going well here. I slept well last night. Zach and I stayed in for the evening and just to watch some episodes of Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. We started season 3 of The Magicians and just hung out. It was nice to relax and not be worried about 100 things that needed to get done. And so I slept well last night and awoke this morning refreshed and ready to go. There were freak thunderstorms all day yesterday. It was super strange. The thunder even sounded different than normal, and I don't know how to explain that. But apparently that weather caused a really bad tornado in Nashville and killed 19 people so far. It was an F5, truly tragic. And I've lived in Nashville before. I lived there when there was another really bad tornado scare. It didn't end up becoming a tornado, but the weather was really horrible down there. And I know from experience how terrifying it can be in that city because they're not well equipped for such things. And the city's way bigger now. It is a huge metropolitan area now. So, you know, I'm sure it was terrifying. And my prayers and my thoughts and my good vibes, my good energy are going out to all of the people who are cleaning up and dealing with all of this today. Godspeed to them. In addition to the truck out front, you may hear Zach and his friend Josh talking in the background. They are playing Diablo this morning, so they are hooting and hollering and have a good time, so we won't stop them from that. In addition to us watching things yesterday on Netflix and other streaming platforms, I also practiced piano for a good solid hour yesterday, which was so nice. It was long overdue, and I'm getting closer and closer. Yeah, I'm still working on that same sonata, but I'm getting closer and closer to it being, you know, reasonably played through. I still have really problematic areas, but anyway. And yesterday I cooked a fair amount. We are really thoroughly and fully enjoying the air fryer that we got recently. Like about half of what we eat now comes out of that air fryer, which is hilarious. I don't know how we lived without it. Also, I read a bunch yesterday, so I read some more in the book The Humming Top, and then also in How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, which is where my quote of the day is coming from today. So let's get down to it, shall we? Zen quote of the day comes from Benjamin Franklin, and it came out of the first chapter of the Dale Carnegie book, and it says, "I will speak ill of no man, and all of the good I know of everybody." I really wish I had started reading this book when I started to come up dry on quotes and whatnot, because this book is full of quotes. And so I've been feverishly writing things down. This quote comes from part 1 or chapter 1 of the book, where he talks about criticisms. And it's really interesting because I know this inherently, but I've never really put major thought to it, right? Like, criticizing people is not something that benefits anyone, right? In fact, it just focuses you on negative things and manifests more negative stuff, right? In this book, he talks a lot about how criticism puts a man on defensive and will force him to justify himself. And a lot of times it will even cause that person that you're criticizing to do more of a bad thing just for the sake of proving themselves correctly. And so criticisms really, not only do they just really harm you in the fact that they keep you focused on a negative thing or keep you focused on speaking negatively, but they also cause another person indirectly to do sometimes more of the very thing that you are criticizing them for doing. Dale Carnegie talks a lot about, in this first chapter, about finding the small good within a person's actions. So when you feel the need to criticize somebody based upon their actions, to find the small good within it and praise that instead of the criticizing the greater negative things that you have seen that they have done. And the thing about it is when you criticize a person, they feel compelled to justify their actions. But if you praise the small good, they are less likely to get defensive and more likely to recognize and not justify and not rationalize the bad that they have done. Chances are they already know anyway. What's worse is sometimes these criticisms can breed contempt within the heart of the one that you criticized, and grudges become a thing, and rivalry becomes a thing, and especially in a situation where you may be the boss of them, or you may be their contemporary, working with people who hold grudges and who hold resentments towards you can be a really difficult thing. So it's much easier and much more productive for you to find the small things in a person's actions and praise those. They already know where they fall short. We don't need to bring it up. It only puts them on the defensive. We should instead find how we sincerely appreciate the person and praise them on those things. Now, this is no easy task. This may take a little bit of time, and so when you feel the need to criticize a person, it may be that you have to pump the brakes and sleep on it. Because in the moment, we don't feel compelled and we don't necessarily feel inspiration to find goodness within a person's negative actions. But here's the thing, if in that moment you find some non-heartfelt thing for you to compliment them on, and you flatter them instead of giving them heartfelt appreciation, they will see right through it, and that breeds contempt as well. It's so important that you come from a truly real place within yourself when you compliment somebody, show them appreciation, because once you find a way of appreciating a person even at their lowest point in time, they most likely will follow you to the ends of the earth. They will be good to you in return. They will defend you at all costs. And these are things that breed good relationships between human beings. We must stop criticizing one another and start finding the good and appreciating it. Just remember, we don't know everything that goes into a person's decision-making process. Everyone comes from a different background, from a different, perspective on the situation, and they behaved a certain way based upon those things. And so it's important to remember that we may not understand the rationale, but it probably came from an honest place. So be kind to one another today. Try to find the good. Be slow to criticize and be quick to appreciate. It will change the outlook of people towards you. It will change your outlook towards other people, and it will breed much more appreciative, loving relationships in your life today, guys. I love you very much. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.